The Michael McCartney Show is being brought to you by his mouth with one convenient location from a sugarcane field on the Time Machine.
For friends in faraway places. That's the Wellingtons, right here on the Time Machine at Mana'o Radio, KEAO. Guess what? We got Zach Anthony from the Wellingtons on the program right now. Aloha, how you doing, Zach?
I'm doing very well, Michael. How you going?
Doing great. Of course, awesome. I'm not talking to you this time to Melbourne, Australia. I'm actually talking to you in America.
That's correct.
You guys just finished a big tour, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we just did, I guess, about 35 dates.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're right at the end now.
That's amazing. Did you have a lot of fun?
We did. We had a heap of fun, absolutely.
And now you're going to head back to Australia, and what, you got more concerts back home, or are you going to be heading Asia? Where are you up to next?
Heading back to Australia. Our album hasn't come out there yet, so we're actually going to do a local release pretty much as soon as we get back, and we've got some national dates around Australia to do pretty much as soon as we get home.
Now, how does that work out? How is it that you come to America, and we already have your album, and yet the place you're from doesn't have it yet?
I know. It's a bit of a weird thing. I guess the record first came out in Japan because they always love to have things first. They love to have a debut release. It came out there first, and our label there actually sort of has a licensing right, so they licensed it out to various different countries. And I guess it was just, it's just sort of negotiations and talking to labels and stuff. And it just happened to be that Australia was the last territory to get that all organised. So no specific reason, but yeah, just the way it panned out, I guess.
Well, this is your third album, Heading North for the Winter.
That's correct.
Now, the song we just got through listening to, For Friends in Faraway Places, that's kind of a cheat. Didn't we have that on the last album?
We're confusing everybody. The last record was called For Friends in Faraway Places, but that song only features on our third album.
Of course.
Yes. We actually wrote that song. It was one of the first songs written for this album, and it was written about the same time that we named the last record. So I guess the lyrical content kind of leaned towards... It was written just after, so it just missed out on being on the second record, and here it is on the third.
What was it? You thought, that's such a good title to just not waste on an album. We've got to do a song.
No, not so much that. It was more just the whole reference, and I guess if you listen to the lyrics, it kind of makes sense, and that's sort of all about, us and how people overseas have really embraced our music and how we're very thankful, and it's kind of like a thank you to those people. Well,
we definitely thank you for getting your album out here to Hawaii. We've been having fun playing it. This song here was a really nice surprise. Natalie, what's the story behind that song?
Funnily enough, that song, it's just a narrative. It's just a fictional thing that I came up with, and it's actually set in Los Angeles, and which is kind of weird because that's where I am right now. But look, it's just a fictional sort of narrative song about big night out and a party and various other things that could eventuate on a Friday or a Saturday night in Los Angeles. And it's a little bit of a snapshot and a bit of a story about a big night out in LA, I guess.
Check it out. Our guest, Zach Anthony from the band The Wellingtons. Here's Natalie, right here on the Time Machine.
Picture sequel.
Love those hand claps and backups. That's Freak Out from the Wellingtons off their album Heading North for the Winter. Of course, we've been playing that for quite a while because that was also on your previous EP. Our guest is Zach Anthony from the band. Kim Shattuck from the Muffs is on backing vocals on there too, right?
That's right.
That's amazing. Now, how'd you guys hook up?
We played on a festival bill with the Muffs in LA last time we were here a couple of years ago, and I've just been the biggest fan of theirs for such a long time. I was totally excited to meet her and to see her play, and and she was really sweet and came down to a show of ours, and I thought, why not ask her if she wants to sing, because she's got such a great, unique voice, and she said yes, and she sang on our record, and I'm really, really pleased with the way it's come out, and she actually came up on stage and sung live with us at the Knitting Factory here a couple of weeks ago, so we did it live as well, which was a heap of fun.
Fantastic. Now, when it's done live, is it longer than a minute and a half, or is it still a minute 30?
It depends how pepped up we are, how excited we are, I guess, as to the tempo. The structure is the same, but sometimes we might get a little excited and play a little faster or a little slower, depending on how much sleep we've had the previous night, I guess.
Well, if you just tuned in, Zach Anthony from the band The Wellingtons is our guest this afternoon. You can check out their music from their brand new album, Heading North for the Winter. You can go to thewellingtonsmusic.com. Share with us about some of your other bandmates. You got Kate, Amy, Lee, Koji.
Yeah, sure. We've Kate and I started the band about 4 or 5 years ago, so we're sort of the original members. We've had a few people come and go. Amy's been playing keyboards. Weird story. The way she joined was basically that we had a Japanese tour that we had to do, and Koji, our guitarist, couldn't actually come because he had work commitments. It's kind of a long story, but he was originally from Japan and he was in Australia on a work visa, so he couldn't quit his job, otherwise he'd get deported back to Japan. So Amy, who at the time was a fan of ours, learned a whole bunch of songs on keyboards and came over and did her first shows as the first Japanese tour we did. That's how she joined. Kochi, we just met via MySpace, the lovely MySpace. And yeah, we're just really happy with the way things are going. We all get along really well and enjoy each other's company on tour, which, we hear about a lot of bands who don't get along so well, but we're sort of one of the fortunate ones that do happen to just, love the same music and are always sort of happy to, it's like the Brady Bunch. We're always getting along and joking and, no, I'm just kidding. We hate each other, but it's a whole lot of fun.
So is that what adds to that aggressive sound of Lee Daniels' drums then, all that hatred among band members?
That could be it, yeah. He likes to bash the hell out of those things. I encourage him.
So what's the story behind Waiting for My Time to Come?
Well, I guess that's a song about trying to make it in the music industry or something like that, just feeling like sometimes you get out of bed on the wrong side and things don't always go your way. But, yeah, it's me just having a whinge about how I wish I was huge and famous. That not quite eventuated yet, but, we're on our way and we're working hard to get the Wellingtons name out there and to keep playing and meeting as many people as we can. So, yeah, I mean, that's a little bit pessimistic, that one. But, yeah, the song's nice and upbeat, so hopefully that sort of contrast is appealing to a lot of people, I hope.
Well, we'll get the word out again. The Wellingtons. I'll say it one more time for you. The Wellingtons.
The Wellingtons.
There you go.
Two.
Waiting for My Time to Come.
If you have a request or any questions, drop us an email. The address, thetimemachine@yahoo.com.
Off their album, Heading North for the Winter, that's the Wellingtons and Song for Kim. Zach Anthony from the band is our guest on the program. There's also a video of that song on YouTube, and we played Freak Out earlier on the show. That also has a video on YouTube. You guys have a lot of fun making music videos?
We do, yeah. We pretty much sort of come up with the concepts and film them all and edit them all ourselves. We have a very hands-on approach in that, and while people might hear that and think they probably look really dodgy and amateur, we do our best to make them look kind of slick. So, yeah, please do check them out. And, yeah, they're pretty much filmed either, in our backyard or very close to where we live in Melbourne, so you kind of get an idea of our surrounds and what we're doing down there in Australia.
Now, how did the whole band come into play for you? You and Kate Goldby just got together one day and said, let's make a band?
Well, actually, we were in a band previous to the Wellingtons together. I met Kate when she was applying to be in that previous band of mine. So we met that way. We played in the band for a little while, and we just kind of hit it off, and we get along really well, and we love the same bands, and those bands that I love that she hadn't heard of, I got her into, and vice versa. She got me into some of the stuff that she loved that I hadn't heard. So we just get along really well, and we love to write together and stuff like that. So, yeah. She's just mocking me. She's actually in the room right now, packing her suitcase, and she's, giving me funny looks, but yeah. She says hi.
Tell her to yell, "Hello, Hawaii." We can hear it.
Can you yell, "Hello, Hawaii"?
Hello, Hawaii!
There we go. All
You got
right,
that?
Kate. Shaka banana, Kate.
Chuck a banana? What the hell is that? I'm sorry, I don't know what you guys are local slang is.
It's just some bizarre catchphrase that really never really caught on.
We've got a cool one in Australia you might like to use. It's get a dog up ya.
Get a dog up ya. Get a dog up at you?
Get a dog up ya.
Up ya.
It's like another word for cheers. So when you're out having a drink at the bar, say to your mate, get a dog up ya.
Get a dog up ya. Okay.
That's the one.
All right. That sounds way better than the one that I just taught you guys. Shaka banana. It's never really going to go anywhere. But
Chuck a banana. Yeah, I don't know. I'll try it back in Australia and see how it goes down. I'm not sure.
Now, a song for Kim, that wouldn't happen to be about the Muffs, Kim, would it?
Well, maybe it is. Yeah, it sure is, actually. Basically, like I was saying earlier, I have a huge crush on Kim, and she's an amazing songwriter and someone I really love. So I kind of was inspired from the last time I met her, or the first time I got to meet her here in LA, and I was just was kind of about not wanting to go back to Australia and how we really enjoyed our time in the US and how we love it here, and it's all kind of a mixture of all those sort of themes.
Well, you got a whole bunch of cool emotions running around on this album, Heading North for the Winter, but just more great hand claps and backup vocals, very infectious song, Come Undone. What served as inspiration for this?
That's actually, it's kind of a pretty personal song, but it's about an bandmate of ours, or band member, who we didn't get along. A lot of bands tend to end with some messy situations going on, and that was kind of one of those. I had a band scenario that went sour, and that song's about, how the way that the band ended, I guess.
And yet it sounds so freaking catchy.
I'm glad. Thank you very much. That's a huge compliment. That's kind of, I guess that's what we're going for. We really like sort of immediate, upbeat power pop songs with, lots of keyboards, lots of backing vocals, intertwining, kind of guitar parts and hand claps and all that sort of stuff. Just make it a lot of fun, and we try and keep it bouncy and energetic, and that's what we love. That's what sort of comes naturally to us. So
that's our guest, Zach Anthony from the band The Wellingtons. Come Undone.